Get him, Bowser! Son of a... Hello, and welcome to the second episode of the 100th Replay, a show where I explain why you should spend all of your adult money on toys. But not all the toys, just specific ones. On today's episode, I'm going to talk about one of my favorite games. It's considered a take that game, which means you can target your opponents, but it's also a worker placement game. It's a game where you want to absolutely kill the enemies, but also sometimes take care of them. And that game is Dominant Species. Dominant Species is one of my favorite games of all time. We're talking top 5. Usually costs about $80. I don't really know if it's ever on sale much, but it's almost always available on Amazon. Alright, so Dominant Species is a worker placement game. That means on your turn you'll take one of your workers and you'll choose one of the actions that are still available. Not all actions will be available on all turns because other players could take those actions. So you need to choose the actions in order of their importance to you to try and win the game. But it's not that simple because just because you choose an action doesn't mean you carry it out in that moment. You have to wait till everyone has chosen all of their actions. This creates this tension. You might get to do the action you need to do the most, but the board might change quite a bit by the time you actually carry it out. And that constant tension is my favorite part of Dominant Species. Dominant Species is a megally huge game, so I'm not going to explain everything, but I will explain whatever the hell I want to. What you are looking at is the main board. Each player will choose one of the 6 available species, none of which take the name of any actual species, along with a set of colored cubes to represent their fall species, none of which I can see due to my debilitating color blindness. As the game progresses, the board expands, and your incorrectly named animal species cubes expand with the board. You'll notice that cubes of different colors sit harmoniously with cubes of enemy colors. That is because this game is called Dominant Species, not Murder Species. It should be noted that I'd like to play Murder Species someday. How the board expands and which animals you buddy system with is based on the actions each player takes. This is the action display, and the cause of all the terror and fun. On each player's turn, they will pick one of the available actions and mark it with their pawn, but they will not perform the action until all pawns have been placed. Once that happens, the weak-willed will die of a heart attack as they realize others are taking actions to shit on their plans. The display resolves from top to bottom, left to right. Some actions make your precious babies eat more better things. Others, I don't know, add glaciers? Some actions expand the board, and another action allows you to move and flee the oncoming swarm of cube spiders. The final action performed in each round is the domination action. This is the most common way to get points and the reward for infesting every bird colony and lizard metropolis you forced your way into. If you are a smart one, you will have planned out each action with the final domination action in mind. You see, you don't have to be the player performing the domination action to get points. You simply have to mingle with the species taking the action. If they planned incorrectly, you'll be getting points off their foolishness. This game often feels like there are times of peace and times of war as you and your enemies try to live off the land the best while living off each other when it is beneficial. This goal of planning out your own domination action while piggybacking off the actions of the other players is what makes Dominant Species so tense, because you never know when you are next up on the plate, and it keeps me coming back for more.